everyone, and welcome back. I can't always lead the bunch to
oh, fine then. Hello and welcome to the first officially titled edition of Tale of the Tape, where we're going to look at Roadblock End of the Line, the only pay-per-view that has a subtitle for some reason.
Because it's the second one this year. There's no such thing as Backlash 2. You know,
that's
just like,
true. I didn't even realize that. That's probably why they did that.
But both Roadblocks, very similar. Both filler pay-per-views. So just like,
yeah.
No one really.
I'm TJT.
I'm Robby Myles. And let's do this. So we're going to give you guys our predictions of Roadblock, the end of the road.
End of the line.
End of the block.
Jenny from the block.
End of the... God, no. I'm going to give you guys a predictions of the show, what we think is going to happen, and so on and so forth.
Let's get started with the pre-show. So it was just recently announced that we are going to have Big Cass versus Rusev, of course, with the ravishing Russian Lana at ringside. On the pre-show, which I guess that's a match that goes on the pre-show. Fine, whatever. Nah.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
But you know, what do I know? You know, I'm just giving you my predictions.
We're just fans of the product.
Yeah,
what do we know?
What do we know? All this stuff.
So who you got?
For this match, I'm gonna go with Cass. I think right now the thing is that everyone has been talking about how Cass would be the next great champion of them all. And I agree. I think he has the potential of being champion. And while we don't want Enzo and Cass to split, this is one of the baby steps. I think they've always been doing this slowly but surely. They even did it with putting him in the Fatal 4-Way match for the Universal title when Kevin Owens won it. It's just like, I think it's their way of saying like, we're gonna ease him into this. Like, we're gonna still keep those two apart together, but like slowly show that yes, you guys are right. Cass is able to become a singles competitor, a great singles competitor. And I think this is going to be a really good match for him. And I think these two are going to put on a really good match in general, which is why I'm upset there in the pre-show. But, you know, it's my opinion. So I'm going to go for Big Cass. I think Big Cass has the chance of walking out of here and being the big winner.
Big Cass, big winner. Big Cash. Big Cash. Big Cash. Big Cash. Big Cash. I, however, am going to go with Rusev just because...
So it begins.
Yes. I'm going to go with Rusev just because... And, again, this is my whole thing of... I really hope they do what they should do. Because it's a whole big thing of, like, they should do versus they will do. I think they should go with Rusev because you got to keep a guy like Rusev hot. Because we've seen him when he gets cold. And his heat dies down, and he's kind of just wandering around. And this is not the guy. This is not that guy. Plus, they gotta build some more main event talent. Right now, think about it. We're seeing the same people in the main event that we've seen since like before SummerSlam. Like we gotta get some new blood. Gotta get some new blood in there. And what better way to have the guy that just had the mid-card title, Rusev? Might as well keep him strong. And honestly, I hope this is just a cap to this feud because I mentioned it on Twitter at Atamagazi that, like, for me personally anyway, anytime they have a feud revolving around Lana, it's hard to root against Rusev because it's like the same thing happened when he took on Roman Reigns for like 3 pay-per-views and it was all like, you know, he's sticking up for his wife. And I was like, yeah, but doesn't that make him the face? It's just, it's weird. But overall, it's the thing of Rusev is a monster heel. I think eventually he'll get to a place where he can organically turn. Because a lot of people, myself included, really like Rusev. We just kind of objectively respect his athleticism. He can actually talk pretty good on the mic. And he's got good charisma. He's got good personality. It could lead to a face turn, but for right now, like we gotta keep him hot. We gotta keep the heat on him. Plus, I don't think this is a feud that can really go that long, because it's one guy versus a tag team, and I don't want to see Rusev bring on somebody to be a part of a tag team and feud with them, because we saw what happens when Rusev is part of a team earlier this year, and that fizzled out.
Hey, that's one of the greatest teams of all time. They're so good. What's their name again? Do we remember that? I don't. I don't remember their name. They beat New Day.
Nation of Domination 2.0.
No.
Multiple nations
The
of domination.
Un-Americans. The worst part is they won at WrestleMania.
That is really weird.
But they got
He did have them win at WrestleMania.
But they had to get squished by like all the legends. Shawn Michaels, Mick, and Stone Cold.
But moving on to the first match on the regular card.
On the real show.
On the real show.
Not the fake show.
That Rusev won't be a part of.
What's the first match on that show is going to be that we have listed as Sami Zayn versus Braun Strowman, and a match
10-minute time limit, which is
to see if Sami Zayn can last that long with Braun Strowman. And
our silence says so much about this match.
It's just that I think they could have had a regular match and just
they could have
just fine.
Or stipulation even.
Yeah. Or
like not this one that they just made up, but
like even a whole if Sammy loses, he has to go to SmackDown or something. You know, something where it's like something that's like ooh. Like,
plus, that's a stipulation that makes sense.
Right. I think oddly, Sammy does want to go to SmackDown. Just not
maybe it's a stipulation that we'll get, but we don't know it yet. Like, maybe Sammy will lose, and then Stephanie will come out.
That would be an awesome New Year's gift. To turn on SmackDown on January 3rd and see Sami Zayn on SmackDown. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. Going against the Miz. That's why I said the awesome joke. That's for you, Luke Jacones. Hopefully you're watching this. Anyway, for my prediction, though, I'm going to go for... This is a tough one for me because I want Sammy to win. But I think I'm gonna go with Braun because I feel like they're gonna try and they're just trying to push him in his way. He's another one they're trying to push to be this solo competitor, this big guy that could do all this work. And this is just another way to push him. This is another way to show that he can hold up himself. You know, like that he's not just this big guy squashing matches. He's actually defeating really good characters. So wrestlers. My apologies. So I'm going with Braun for this. I think one time you were saying that Sami Zayn being kind of like this underdog being defeated will show him to be something greater later on.
Yeah, he could look strong in defeat.
Yeah, so it's just like I think it's one of the things that could also still help Sammy in the future as well. Mm-hmm. But like I know that WWE they're trying to push Braun so much that I think he's gonna take the win. So I'm gonna go with Braun Strowman, the former member of the Wyatt family.
And I'm also going to go with Strowman for very similar reasons. I think it doesn't... Shut up. But at the end of the day, we both agreed that Brock Lesnar was going to squash Goldberg. So what does that say?
Sammy might win this match. But
we don't know. We don't know nothing. But I'm also going to go with Strowman for very similar reasons. I do think Sammy will look very good in defeat. I think maybe the 10-minute time limit is what throws a weird wrench into this. I mean, I am going with Strowman, but I'm going with Strowman mainly just because this is not the time to have Strowman lose. Yeah. Survivor Series was clever in the way that they had him lose, and I don't think they should recycle that here, but Strowman shouldn't lose for a while, and he shouldn't lose until somebody that actually makes sense to beat him. Which I had a thought while you were talking, because at first I was just like, yeah, Strowman's going to win against Sammy. They're both going to have momentum, but it's going to propel them in different ways. I don't know where Sammy goes after this. I don't really want to see him fight Kevin Owens again because they kind of played that card a bunch of times already.
Oh my God.
No. But in terms of Strowman, he's headed straight towards Roman Reigns. I feel like he's very close to getting that U.S. title. Or I would very much like to see Rusev versus Strowman. That would be a good way to turn Rusev face.
Okay, yeah.
In an organic way that doesn't make him pro-America.
I would say it'd be one of the first Americans that people really cheer for that's against America. So we'll see how that works. The next match we have is our triple threat match for the Cruiserweight Championship.
I'm really excited about this one.
Yeah, it's be Rich Swann versus TJ Perkins versus the Brian Kendrick.
The Brian Kendrick.
The
I wish they would hit that a little bit more. I always like that.
The
Brian Kendrick.
Right, and then whisper Brian Kendrick. The
Brian Kendrick. Who you got in way?
Ooh, this is a tough.
This is a tough one. I think a lot of triple threat or multi-man matches are tough.
They are. I'm gonna, as simple as it sounds, I'm gonna go with Rich Swann. I understand they already kind of been having this title jump a little bit, but like he literally just got the title, like less than a month ago, right? Because he won it at 205.
I think he got it like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks. 2 weeks ago, I think.
He just touched the purple belt. Like, come on, like, give him I think right now WWE is showing the top cruiserweights in this whole division is already the Brian Kendrick and TJ Perkins, and I feel like Rich Swann walking out as champion, still winning this match, will only just prove that he's up to par with them, and that he can continuously have these rivalries with them. Otherwise, I think if he loses the title, I think he'll easily just go back to Perkins and Kendrick, and so I think I'm gonna go with Rich Swann. You know,
it's sort of similar to the whole Jericho Rock Austin thing of sort of like you can tell. The real kind of rivalry is between TJP and Brian Kendrick. But then you got like this kind of wild card here that he's probably going to walk away with the title because of that almost.
Yeah. So Rich Swann is my choice, in my opinion. My brother.
This is difficult for me because my original choice was Rich Swann. But then I just thought about really the person that is probably the least expected to come out of this match with the title is probably TJ Perkins. He just lost last night. Brian Kendrick just had the title. Rich Swann has the title. So I could see them going with TJ Perkins to get the title back. Plus, he's probably the most mainstream of the three. Just because, his entrance alone gets a lot of fans. Like, it's very easy for him to get more of a following in this Cruiserweight division. At the same time, picking Swann would also have us agree again. So I don't know.
We're gonna agree, I know. Every time we did agree, both our prediction was wrong, but it's okay to agree. It's okay to agree.
At the same time, I think what really is making me make my decision is that I agree with you. He did just get this title. Bottom line, my pick is probably going to be Rich Swann. I'm going with Rich Swann. And maybe our tradition will continue of every time we agree, our pick loses.
It makes me happy.
That'd be hilarious.
It makes us happy, though. Like we said, we're just all WWE fans. We get upset when they're predictable, but we also get upset when they are predictable. So it's just
hate when they're predictable.
But then when we're wrong, we're like, what are you doing? Just because they make dumb predictions. So they do other things that aren't smart sometimes. Yeah. But
moving right along to the first ever, which is a little bit insulting because they kind of did it in NXT, but whatever. The first ever in WWE Women's Iron Man match, which, I find. 30-minute Iron Man match between Charlotte and Sasha Banks for the Raw Women's Championship. And who do you have and why?
I would love. I'm gonna say it. I'm going with Sasha Banks. I'm going with Sasha Banks for a couple of reasons.
Oh, Lord.
I'm gonna go on my rant here.
Oh no!
I noticed this pattern that's been going on is that Charlotte has been winning the title at the pay-per-views from Sasha, but then Sasha will win it back on Raw. And it just goes like, okay, like what makes you think she can't hold up to win a title at a pay-per-view? Like they're giving too much credit or too much attention to Charlotte. And at the same time, reminder, this is not the first 30-minute Iron Man match. Reminder, this is Sasha Banks' second time in this match, and is it going to be her second time losing this match too? Like, you're just kind of just throwing her underneath. In my opinion, I think Sasha Banks is the potential of being the next biggest star in the women's division. I think up to Trish Stratus level of being like just awesome enough, and the fans love her. And I feel that she has to beat Charlotte in order to do that. I think she has to win this match. This is a really important match. I truthfully question whether or not I want this to be the main event of the night, but
though it would make sense.
It would, and if it does, if it is the main event, then I think Sasha has to win. Sasha just needs to win.
Legitimize Sasha.
Right, exactly. And I think it's there's different cool rivalries that can happen out of this. Either on both sides, whether each one wins. But I think Sasha just has to win. I think it can continue on. It can make other stars in the women's division just as big. So Sasha Banks, the boss.
Don't. No. Don't. God.
That's what she does.
Yeah, so let her do it.
All that. She does all that. She does that. I just do it improv.
You're gonna edit that. My pick is also, this is why I made that. This is why when you made your pick, I was like, oh Lord. Because then I look at the other two matches and I'm just like, oh my. Because I also pick Sasha Banks. And for very similar reasons. Because, plus I think WWE is smarter than we give them credit for sometimes. And sometimes, like, this is an excellent example of building up a pattern and then going against that pattern. Or having the pattern add to the suspense. Because I think a lot of us or basically all of us, just want Sasha to keep the belt for once. Just you decided to have her win it, keep it on her. Even if you're a Charlotte fan, she can always win it again later against somebody other than Sasha Banks.
Actually, come to think about it, just like Rich Swann, she just got the title. She
did just win the title, also.
Just got the title.
But I mean, that didn't mean crap last time.
I know. I'm just saying.
Plus, Charlotte has been afforded a kind of lengthy reign before Sasha took it from her. I think the first time.
Yeah.
So Sasha needs. Plus, I'm thinking more bigger picture. I don't know if WWE is, but I'm thinking a little bit more long term. The money match for WrestleMania, in my opinion, is heel Sasha Banks versus Bayley, or just Sasha Banks versus Bayley, and then maybe there's a heel turn, maybe there isn't. I don't know. Whatever, they can do the whole.
It could be Bayley. Bayley stop giving hugs. Every time she reached for a hug, she's just no.
I would laugh so hard if they actually did that.
That'd be just.
I wouldn't even be able to take her seriously.
That'd be just about a time. That'd be a reminder of the times when WWE was very cartoonish with their characters.
Yeah. But honestly, the match that I want to see for the women's championship at WrestleMania is, I mean, it was rumored Charlotte versus Bayley, but why can't we have Charlotte versus Bayley for a #1 contender spot? Why can't we have that? We can have that. It doesn't have to be at WrestleMania. I think the WrestleMania match should be Sasha versus Bayley because, think about it, they've been planting those seeds for a while. And a lot of those backstage segments, Sasha has been very quick to put Bayley in her place. So that feud is there. I think we already got a taste of Charlotte versus Bayley. We already got Charlotte versus Bayley on Raw. Bayley already pinned Charlotte. Like, so it's like, fine. Plus, you gotta factor in Emelina's coming back. Dana Brooke used to be with Emelina. Or Emma. I'm just gonna call her Emma. Dana Brooke used to be with Emma. Dana Brooke is now with Charlotte, even though she's been conspicuously absent for a while. There's a natural feud there. Nia Jax already challenged Sasha Banks, I think a week or two ago. So if Sasha retains, she's instantly got another feud right off the bat. So I think it just makes sense to just keep the belt on Sasha, put a little faith in this woman. The crowd is super behind her. Let them love her even more. Keep the belt on her. Let her keep her momentum. And an Iron Man match is actually a really good place for Charlotte to lose. Because if you rack up a lot of wins and you lose by 1 point, you still have a lot of momentum coming out of that match. So, similar to how in a tables match, you don't really lose a lot of momentum for losing that match, you also have the same thing with the Iron Man match.
And then, wait a minute. No, never mind. I was going to say, if I'm correct, Charlotte is undefeated in singles competitive matches at all pay-per-views.
She is.
That'd be great. That'd be like just another feat for Sasha.
Yeah.
To conquer, right?
And really, there should be no other woman to do it than Sasha, because they built this rivalry up really well. Even in the video package that showed on Raw, it shows, despite all of our kind of bitching and moaning about seeing this match so often and having the title go back and forth, this has actually been a pretty good rivalry for the women's division.
Really good. It is. I think it's a good rivalry. Just like we're coming to the end.
Yeah, I mean, it's called Roadblock End of the Line. Like, that's another reason to have them main event it is because it sums up it sums up Sasha and Charlotte.
True that.
So next we have Seth Rollins versus Chris Jericho, which is sort of moot now. Maybe we're gonna get the match anyway, but Seth Rollins' whole point of getting Kevin Owens made this match, I guess, in storyline. But, like, the whole point of Seth Rollins taking on Chris Jericho is because Chris Jericho was best friends with Kevin Owens. And now they're not. So now it's like, this match is going to be interesting. But I feel like the winner is kind of predictable.
I'm gonna hope you're saying Seth Rollins as well.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay. All right.
I would love to see what happens if Chris Jericho wins. Why? How? I
think it's.
I think a lot of us would just kind of put our hands up and go, "Forget you, WWE. You don't know what you're doing," and just walk away.
Yeah, it'd be like, what's going on? Like, I mean, you gotta remember WrestleMania when they had Jericho beat Styles. It's like,
well, that one was more like, because think about it. Seth Rollins has a whole plan set out of like, you gotta beat Jericho, then you gotta beat Owens, then you gotta get to Triple H. If he can't even beat Jericho, the first thing on that list, and he's already beaten Jericho. So it's like...
That's true. Touche. Too.
Now, the only way I see Chris Jericho even having a chance of winning this match is if Kevin Owens sticks his nose in. But after Monday, why would he?
That's true.
Really.
No, it's over. Go home. Yes, I'm going to agree. I think we're going to say with Seth Rollins. I think it's just part of his storyline build. We were talking earlier, and I feel that the winner of this match, I mean the big match that we're all going to hopefully look for, is Seth versus Hunter at WrestleMania, and this is a great build storyline.
Don't do it at Royal Rumble. Do it at WrestleMania.
Yeah, like I'd rather have Royal Rumble, Triple H
should screw Seth at Royal Rumble.
That's the perfect time to do it, and then you have Seth at one of your in-between pay-per-views that you're going to make up.
It's probably still going to be Fastlane.
It's probably going to be also No Way Out, too.
Really? I would like to see No Way Out return, though, actually.
Well, I'm just saying, it's like, they have to...
Or I heard rumors maybe it's Elimination Chamber. I know they're bringing it back next year.
That'd be nice. Like,
that would be nice.
But what show would get it?
It depends on who wins the Royal Rumble.
Oh.
Okay.
Our main event match, which we're saying is our main event match, just because it's how it's listed, is the United States champion Roman Reigns will be facing off against the WWE Universal Champion Kevin Owens.
Wait, hold on. Let's see if we can get this right. It's WWE Raw Universal Champion.
That's too much.
That's too much.
Because they still call which they should. They don't call AJ Styles' title the WWE SmackDown Champion. You know.
I guess it depends on who.
I think. Well, I think they should just call it the Universal title because let's be real. Like we know that they're gonna try and switch those titles to different shows, and they're gonna change that fruit roll up belt to a blue airhead looking belt. And they're gonna do it eventually. It's gonna happen. So I think it's just the Universal title, and
I feel like someone's gonna change it. If anyone's gonna change it, it should be Seth. Seth should change it. Maybe it'll be a gold belt.
I don't know. We're not gonna make that.
I've seen that picture.
We're not gonna make that a thing. We're not gonna make each time a wrestler wins the belt, it's a totally different.
Not each time, but like that actually makes sense as a part of Seth's whole like anti you guys, because technically. Mick and Steph kind of made that belt, or were we led to believe that they made that belt?
Yeah.
So it makes sense for him to go, I'm not... Wait, no, let me put on my best Seth Rollins voice. I'm not doing this belt. I'm not holding this belt. Actually, sounds a little bit like you. And when you're doing your like old person or old woman
that's
voice.
That's more my old man voice. That's more my old man voice. I'm gonna...
Honor!
As much as we want Roman to win this match, I think I will go...
I don't want Roman to win this match.
That was sarcastic. I'm going to go with Kevin Owens. I'm going to go with Kevin.
The obvious choice is Kevin Owens.
I think he has to walk out champion. Even, like, the only reason he wouldn't is if Jericho interferes and, like, oh, that'd be interesting, actually.
No.
If Jericho interferes,
let's not.
And, like, we have another James Ellsworth. If we're going to do that 2 pay-per-views in a row, let's do it. Let's go. Be committed.
No,
stay committed.
Because there's a lot of reasons why. First off, Kevin Owens has looked like a joke his entire run. Oh, remember when Kevin Owens debuted and he laid out John frickin' Cena? Remember his first pay-per-view appearance, his first official WWE match when he pinned John Cena? Remember that badass? We haven't seen that badass in a long, long time. And it's because of crappy WWE Monday Night Raw creative writing, and also because they saw this thing working with Chris Jericho, and they decided to milk it, but I mean, oh crap, our Universal Champions with Chris Jericho. Alright, I guess he'll be a comedy thing for now. No!
Like, how can you sit and take a title that you just created to be taken seriously when you're making it a joke, you know? And like literally almost every match that he's had defending this title, there's been, or winning this title, there's been some kind of interference. Starting from when he first won the title, when Triple H interfered. It's just...
So that's why I didn't mind Roman Reigns beating KO clean, because now Kevin Owens is going to beat Roman Reigns clean. Hopefully it's clean. I really want it to be clean. I don't want any outside interference. This should be Kevin Owens coming into his own. And then, you know, whenever, like, you need to book him more. You need to book him better in the following weeks, because we're assuming that the next thing for him is Jericho.
Only assumption it could be.
Because I don't really... There's a lot... I mean, maybe they do Rollins versus Owens, but we kind of just saw that.
Like, they'll do that. I think they'll do that as the in-between.
That needs to be Fastlane.
Yeah, it depends. It's like, it just depends, because that's just the in-between of how they're going to take Rollins and Triple H, and then even Owens and Jericho. Questioning of where the title would go, who would it be put on, those kind of things. Like I think... As much as we would hate this, like, if even if the title was between Triple H and Rollins, you know, it's like one of those things. It's like I think they're still figuring that out some kind of way.
My only issue with the title being between Triple H and Rollins is because that is a little bit too much of a retread of last year.
Yeah, but everyone want this one, though. People didn't want the one from last year.
Yeah, but I mean, I think if anything, we now need to see roles reversed rematch of SummerSlam.
True. Okay.
We should see Balor versus Rollins.
That's true. I'll give it that one. if Balor's back in time for the Royal Rumble.
Which he really should be. Otherwise, who should win the Rumble?
And that question will be answered on our next section of the breakdown.
That was Tail of the Tape.
Tail of the Tape.
Their new names.
Bear with us. Tail of the Tapes. On our next episode of Tail of the Tapes, we will be going into predictions of the Royal Rumble, which will get real nitty gritty because we have 30 people to pick from. And of course, as usual, when you go into a Royal Rumble, you don't know all 30. So anything can happen. Magic can happen there. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. That's what I'm going to say now. That's my new thing. Thanks, guys, for watching again. I'm Robby Myles.
I'm TJT.
And
this has been Tail of the Tape.
Dun, dun, dun. I don't know. That was good.